This is your first time, right?
Yeah. I'm nervous. But I don't know. I feel like I'm nervous just because I don't want them to... I don't want the system to say I can't see him or something. Like the clothing and all that. Yeah, I'm just nervous. I also am nervous to see him. But that's more like a excitement.
He's gonna be so excited.
I feel like I'm gonna cry. I feel like it's a lot. But no, it's way closer than I thought it was. And I think my electric car can make it.
Next time.
I don't know.
Snacks. Because they don't have any in there. Well, they do, but...
That I can eat. Because of my dietary restrictions.
Do you remember the last time you saw your uncle?
Mm-mm. I was like 3.
You said you have a memory of like sitting
on his knee, and that's it.
Oh.
Well, everything else has been through letters and phone calls.
Oh.
The received I didn't get an approval either. It's just a visitor application received for me as well.
Oh, so yours didn't.
That's what I got as well.
Just says visiting staff. Thank you, received and thank you.
That's what mine says too.
And you just called this number. Hi, my name is Kashmiere Dotson. I put in a visiting application and y'all received it, but I'm here to visit and they're saying that I'm not approved.
Did you receive a message saying that it was approved, or you just kind of sent it in and hoped that it was approved?
No, ma'am, I got a message that said received, thank you.
So it just means it was received.
Okay.
And we received it on our end, it doesn't mean it was approved. So if it's not approved, they won't let you in.
Okay, and what is the process of approval like?
So when we receive applications, we go by the data received. So we just process. We usually don't process on weekends because we do have visiting days. So I mean, it just depends how many people we have waiting to be processed.
Okay. Do you know how many you have today or no? Oh, but you're saying today counts as a weekend.
I do not, and we won't even process today just because it's a visiting day.
Okay.
Yeah, usually if you send an application, make sure you check before you show up and say, hey, has my application been processed? Is it approved yet? We only verify that we received it just so you know that your email went through. Because a lot of times your email won't go through.
Okay, yeah, I think like there was just communication that if I sent my application in, then I would be able to visit.
No, it doesn't work because you have to go through a whole background process. So we don't approve them then and there.
Okay. Do you know who you talked to? Do you know who you talked to? Okay. Okay, yeah, I think there's just some difference in communication because it was just said explicitly that if I sent in my application by, I think the 23rd or 24th, I can't remember, then I would be able to.
And that's fine, but if they told you, hey, if you send it by this day, it might be approved, but you should have checked before showing up just because, something might come up and it might not be approved because of certain other circumstances. I'm not sure when did you send it in?
The 24th.
24th, yeah. So it's Christmas Day, and then Thursday was a visiting day. So I honestly wouldn't even think that getting approved. I don't think we have a lot of them right now, but it's just because due to the holidays as well.
Okay. So. Yeah, like I said, I think we were just listening to what was told to us, like
Uh-huh.
verbally. So that's why I showed up, and that's why I thought that the received
Yeah, no,
was.
I suggest you always double check before you show up, make sure it's already processed. And he would have gotten notification if you were approved. So once we,
Oh, sorry. I just I think there's a different like incongruency too, is because I have other people that are visiting him, and they received the same. They got the message that just said received, and then Rhidale, he didn't get any notification on their part either, but they're on the list. So
yeah, so they would have gotten notification. The offender would have gotten notification.
Okay.
So we don't send you notification. It's kind of up to you if you want to check on it. But he would get a notification saying a visitor has been added to your list.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying, is that he didn't. We talked to him this morning. So, okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like there's nothing I can do, right?
No, because we can't just go run a background check right now. It's visiting day.
Okay. And then what's your name? Just, I guess, because we got to keep record of who we're talking to.
Yeah, Castellanos. And you can,
Castellanos?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
What is?
I'm sorry, Kashmere.
No, it's okay.
I really thought I didn't get it approved either.
Yeah, that's what's so weird.
Yeah.
So
it's okay. One thing I wanted to talk about was the idea that you're just supposed to know when it comes to the penile system or just visitation to these sorts of facilities. There was rhetoric from the administration that oh, well, you should have known, you should just check on your application, you should always call before you come, those types of things. And even down to little things they wanted to load the card for snacks, and the mechanism to do that has changed since they last came and visited Rhidale. And so just the idea that, oh, you're supposed to know when they have changes in protocol, and you're supposed to know these additional things that you're supposed to do to be able to see your loved one. So I just thought that was really interesting, and I think it connects to the upgrades and systems like JPay and Securus and those things, and how you have to stay on top of it and keep up with all the changes that they have, and you are accountable for knowing those changes. So I thought that was interesting. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was sitting here in the car. I've been in the car for 3 hours because I'm waiting for Jesse and Rebecca to finish their visit. And I didn't want to rush them in any way. They kept kind of being oh, do you want us to finish early? That type of thing. It's no. I want you to get your full time that you can. But anyway, I have been sitting here and I've been they have shifts of visitors that come. And so I've seen about 3 shifts of different visitors. And obviously I was not going to record them. But one thing that I just wanted to point out is the types of cars that are coming in here, they vary, right? Some are older school, some are beaters, right? Meaning raggedy cars. And some are really fancy cars and brand new. And then the people that come out of them, I think one of the saddest and sweetest things, so bittersweet things, is the amount of kids I saw today coming to see their loved ones. And it reminded me of being a kid and having a loved one incarcerated and how hard that is. And I think my mom went through visiting her mom while she was incarcerated a lot as a kid. And I remember she would tell us when we were children, and one of the heart-wrenching ones, stories that she was saying, was that she thought if she cried enough that they would let her mom come home. And that obviously wasn't true. And so I think you know, I think people have criticisms and opinions about the fact that this is my first time even, like, trying to go visit my uncle. But the reality is, I think that, like, my parents thought they were sheltering me from something. And something that they knew more intimately. And so I think, like, I'm appreciative for their decisions, you know. But, like, again, seeing, like, these kids and they're going and they're seeing their loved one and they're excited. So that's nice, you know. And I just think about, like, how hard it is on a kid and on, like, the family. But on a child to, like, have to understand that, like, yeah, he's not coming home. Or she's not coming home yet. And, you know, like, it's like them having to be exposed to something like that. Like, that their peers and things are not going to be exposed to. And it's also, like, again, it's kind of like this, it's a part of their reality that is, like, unspoken. Like, you know, there's not very many times to, like, talk about having incarcerated loved ones. But then, or at least I didn't have that growing up. But then also it's kind of like a taboo thing. Like, you know, kind of like you socially learn, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't share that. Not because you feel any way about your loved one, but because you see how other people react. But with that being said, also, I saw, like, the different types of people coming and going, too. And, like, they were all dressed differently, indicating, you know, whatever you can take from, like, lifestyle, like, you know, but we live in Colorado, so I saw people, like, with, like, hiking boots and, like, jeans, and then I saw people, like, really dressed up, and, you know, I think that that's interesting, and, you know, I saw older people, like, really older people, you know, and they were coming by themselves. That was really interesting to me. Like, I realized that, like, when one lady was pulling out, she had, like, her, like, short little bob, and she had, like, she just looked like a nice, like, old lady that you kind of wouldn't think, oh, she has a loved one incarcerated. I know that, like, duh, you know, people have loved ones incarcerated, but I'm saying, I don't know. I just wouldn't have saw her in a grocery store and thought, oh, yeah, she can relate to me, you know? And lo and behold, like, she came by herself, like, you know, and she can relate to me. So that was very, like, humbling. Initially, it's, like, sad. It's sad because, you know, like, here are a parking lot full of people that can relate to me, but it's something that we don't, talk about like that. You know? It's something we don't talk about. And I don't know. I don't know if the solution is to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But it feels like it, you know, it feels like it provides opportunity to connect with people. To see each other more as human. I am sad I wasn't able to see my uncle.